When I was in third grade, they took me down to the principal's office and pulled me out of school because I was sitting in class repeating, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead, I wish I was dead. I didn't. I just wanted attention. While my mother's boyfriend was putting her head through the wall and throwing her over the couch. Um, and it wasn't, then she split, and we basically, bounced around, lived in a couple homeless shelters, and I ran away and slept on people's couches and shit. I had low self-esteem, ADHD. It kept doping me up on more Ritalin. I kept going to more. I went to alternative schools. Never graduated from high school, and I thought that I had a mental illness growing up because my self-esteem was so low. Huge insecurity problems, Tourette syndrome, twitching all the time. What's your point? This is my point. Today, I went from working a bunch of dead-end landscaping jobs to get by to building my own six-figure landscaping business and then becoming the #1 guy on YouTube that teaches and talks about how to start a landscaping business from scratch. My videos and downloads and everything collectively all together is somewhere around 80 million views online. I've built 2 six-figure businesses, have 21 different streams of income coming in. I have a successful 14-year marriage. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I'm successful by all means today. I just published my 4th book. I don't even care about me right now. I'm not talking about me. If you are down and out, if you're in a pit, if you're in a trench, if you're in a hole, if you're depressed, if you're suffering, if you feel like nobody cares about you, if you feel trapped, I'm telling you right now, when I was down in those holes, and I was in those holes, and I know what it feels like to be in the hole. I know what it feels like to be sleeping in someone's basement. I know what it feels like to sleep in my car. I know what it actually feels like to feel unloved. I know what it feels like to be called names. And I don't want to say here on social media, but I've been called all types of names. And then you go around repeating that shit in your head, thinking that, wow, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe there's something wrong in my head, and I'll never be successful. And then you're just trapped. Screw all that. If I can get to where I'm at today, you can get to where you want to get. If I, with all those cards stacked against me, my best friends, did I tell you my own mother, who I love very much, a very nurturing mother I had, very fortunate. My mother died she mixed crack and heroin and had an overdose. And apparently I found out only after just a couple years ago that she actually, when she fell, she hit her head, and that's what knocked her out and how she died. I've had many, many friends overdose on drugs and alcohol and die. I've been to a lot of funerals. I've cried a lot. If I can get to where I'm at today, don't tell me you can't do it. I used to drive the biggest piece of crap on the road. Now I'm driving, and I don't know how much this truck costs, like 55 grand or something, it doesn't even matter. I used to hit my fist on my steering wheel and look at all these jerks and these brand new trucks, and I'm driving. Literally, either I didn't have a car and I was riding a bike in my 20s, or my car was constantly breaking down and I was constantly making just enough money to fix it so it could blow up another motor and I could be without a car again. I've been through hell. And when I did have a car, it was covered in rust, and I'm driving, shaking, scared, with cortisol pumping through my blood that the thing's going to break down and we're going to lose everything. I know what it's like to be at rock bottom. So all I'm saying again, you got to reach deep down inside of yourself and find the courage. When nobody else believes in you, you got to believe in you. If you got a victim toxic person in your life who cuts you down, you're going to have to find a way to set up boundaries or spend less time with them and go look in the mirror in your own eyes and say, you know what? You were designed for greatness. You may not be perfect, and you got to get your shit together. And because you're going through a hard time doesn't ever, ever, ever give you the right to mistreat anybody else. even if they're mistreating you. Two wrongs don't make a right. You got to find the courage to pick yourself back up. Pick up that fucking shovel and start digging. Or pick up that hammer and those nails and start building. 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 I don't care if you work 70 hours a week right now and you're completely exhausted. Nothing is going to change until you change it. Nothing. Stop scrolling on social media. Stop hanging out with loser friends. Stay away from trouble and take that little bit of energy that you have, that tiny little slice, and start investing it into your future. That's what I did. Night after night after night after night after night after night after night. It took 7 years. I looked and I said, it's going to take me 7 years to pay off my debts, to get my credit score together, to get out of this one-bedroom apartment. It was horrifying. I looked at my life. I said the next 7 years, and I was like, dude, 7 years is going to go by whether I like it or not. I don't have a choice. So I got to work. I dug myself out of the hole in, I don't know, 5 years. And then from there, sky's the limit. Once you start getting around really successful people, I'm talking really successful people, and their mindset rubs off on you, you can't tell me I'm not going to make millions of dollars, and you can't tell me I'm not going to help lots of people, and you can't tell me I'm not going to make a huge impact in this world and do God's will and figure out what God's will is even more and deploy myself into God's will. You can't tell me, and I will die trying, because I know my purpose. As soon as you find out your purpose, it's game over. Nothing can stop an idea whose time has come. Let's get it.